Today, I want to talk to you about focus. Focusing is so important, but it can be very hard to focus. But the truth is, if we don't focus, we cannot get good at any one thing. We cannot complete anything. It raises our stress drastically because we're doing a whole bunch of things. We those people who are passionate about more than one thing tend to call themselves multi-passionate, and I totally get that. And I think it's because we get bored doing one thing at a time or being focused on just one thing. But in order for us to really gain momentum and really gain some traction in whatever it is you're doing, whether it's business, in your career, at home, we really got to focus on one thing at a time until it's complete. And it will be hard at first, but you just kind of bring yourself back to, what is it that you're trying to do? Are you trying to write a book? Are you trying to create a course? What is it that you're doing that you need to focus on it until it's complete? And you'll notice, if you look back, if you've had trouble with focus, you can look back over your life and you've got 100 or 1,000 things that are half completed. And you've got to just bring yourself back every single time to focus, to stay with that one thing until it's complete. Just realizing the importance of completing something once you start it. And so we started this thing, whatever it is that we're doing, for a reason. So we're doing it, and so we need to finish it. So for example, if you're writing a book, some people start a book and then they never finish it. And it's because they have 10 books that are half written. But if you just kind of focus on, let's just say the one that you're most excited about, the one that you can, finish in a matter of a few weeks, just start with that one and just finish it, get it done. Just sit down with, I think it's Cal Newport that talks about deep work. If you just sit with something for 4 hours and just work on it until it's complete, and not jumping, between a whole bunch of things, not checking your email, not, getting text messages, not on social media. And so what I typically do is put my phone on do not disturb, and then I'm just dedicated those 4 hours. And it's tough. Initially, it's really tough. And sometimes it's tough even, if you're really focused, but you just sit down and say, okay, this is what I'm doing for these 4 hours. This is the most important thing that I need to do. And so you're focused on doing that one thing until it's complete. And like I said, if you don't, then you'll see where you have all these projects that you started and nothing is complete. And so in order to complete them, you just got to focus on one at a time. You just, clean your space off that you're going to work, just if you got to put everything on the floor, or just, put everything away, and just have a clean workspace, and just commit yourself to working on whatever that one thing is that you need to finish. And then when you get through that one thing, then go to the next thing. Making sure that you're working on things that are most important. And if it's like, book projects or movie projects or TV projects or whatever it is that you're working on, you just work on the most important thing first. But you also think about, what am I most passionate about? Which one of these projects am I most passionate about that you know that you can finish within, a few sessions, or, but not doing something that you don't want to do. So in other words, if you got 8 book projects that you're trying to finish, just pick the one that you're most passionate about, and then just work on that one until it's complete. The thing is just staying focused in those 4 hours on that one thing. And so research indicates that if you jump from one thing to another, what we call, 22 minutes, it takes about 22 minutes to come back to that thing, get focused on it again. So you lose all that time productivity jumping from one thing to another. So just try to stay focused on, what it is that you're working on, or what is it that you need to be working on. And what I've started looking at is, what is it costing me? You have these 10 book projects that if you had these 10 book projects, you could not only make money from the sales of the books, but you could get speaking engagements, you can create a course, you can do all these things if a book is completed. And not to mention the satisfaction of actually completing something that is really important to you, that you really want to get done. So think about that today. What is it that you need to focus on? And then can you set aside 4 hours to work on that project? And then how many 4-hour sessions would it take? And I'm not negating the fact that we can get a lot done in our pockets of time that we have during the day. If we have 5 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, we still should work on projects when we have this time. But I'm saying that if we can dedicate, bigger pockets of time, set aside time, schedule time, these 4 hours of time, that we could just focus on one, or 4-hour increments, because you might can work 12 hours at a time. But if you just 4-hour increments, we're working on something until it's complete. Working on it until we're finished. We have these projects, all these projects that we started, but none of them are complete. And so I could talk to just kind of line people up and talk to them. And more than likely, each person has 100 projects that they haven't completed. Imagine that, 100 projects that are not completed. And when I think about it, it could be millions of dollars in unfinished projects just because we jump from one thing to another. We chase the shiny objects. We get so distracted with one or two things. We get so distracted with, 100 different things until we don't get anything done. So think about that today. What is it costing you by not completing the projects that you have set for yourself? What is really important? Have your goals changed? Have what you really want changed? Or are you just busy chasing, one thing after another? So if you're busy chasing a lot of different shiny objects, you got to say to yourself, okay, what is my ultimate goal? What is my ultimate goal? What am I trying to accomplish? What is it that I need to, what is it that I need to do? And so you just pick one of those projects. It could be based on importance or priority, or what you're really, really excited about, which you can complete in, 1 or 2 sessions. And then you just start working on that, and then you don't let anything distract you. You just have your time scheduled. I believe in scheduling time, right? If we're going to get anything done, we got to schedule the time. Those things on our calendar are what's important to us, and we put it on our planner. We know it's important to us. We know we can come back and say, okay, this 4 hours was for me to finish my course, and I didn't finish it. I was doing something else. But if you schedule on your calendar and you honor your calendar, then you're working on it every single day or whenever you have it scheduled, and it's important to you. So just think about all the projects that you have started and you have not completed. And then how much is it costing you by not completing those projects? And most of us can say hundreds of thousands of dollars of projects that we haven't completed. We've started, but we haven't completed. So what do you need to complete today? And what are you committing to completing today? Just drop it in the comments. What are you committing to complete today?